We are entering a new epoch, a new era, a new time of consciousness. Some of you will now say, if we are entering such a new time where consciousness will be raised, how is it that there seems to be so much destruction? How is it that so many innocents seem to be dying? How is it that war and famine still ravage the earth? But these are birth pangs of a new age coming to be. Do you think it has been different when the consciousness has changed at other times in history? Do you really believe it was different 2,000 years ago when you entered a new astrological age? Do you think that entering this astrological age will not also be a struggle, as those who attempt to hold on to the consciousness of the past age or even past ages manifest destruction in their wanton selfishness? You understand that they fear change. They fear that letting go of the known will take them into a place where they cannot control the essence of their existence. This you see now as an ancient empire reaches back trying to grasp for what was, and you see other world empires also struggling at times to reach back to grasp their past. And yet, it is important to understand that reaching forward to the future is how you progress. And ultimately, you can never reach back. You can never reach back to the past because the past is gone. But the future is not yet. But as you reach out, it comes nearer, and you reach until you grasp it and touch it, and until you bring that ephemeral future into the existence of the now and create the reality that you live. So, as you are entering this new epoch, as you leave the age of Pisces and enter into the age of Aquarius, as you enter into that age, there will be those who would reach backwards. There will be those who will seek to destroy that which is being developed because they're comfortable with the past. They want to hold on to the past. Yet, spiritual growth, soul growth, reality must move forward, for existence is in an ever spiraling ascension. But this is the truth for what you today know as Malkuth. Oh, it must be lifted, and all that is with it must be lifted. So, how is it then that in these struggles there should be found goodness? Remember this: We will tell you that war brings out the worst in people, but war also brings out the very best in people, and it can bring out the very essence of divinity. When you think of what happens, you see that war can create the worst and bring out true monstrosities. True monstrosities like Hitler, like Putin, like Lenin and Stalin. They may not mean to be evil, but the energies that they ride, they take them into a spiraling abyss. But such also brings out the best, even in sometimes seemingly menial people, or people of character that you would not consider saintly. And thereby you get the Churchills and the Abraham Lincolns and the George Washingtons of each era. So, you should understand this. When you have a time that is changing for the better, you have great movement of energy. But just think of that yin-yang symbol. It is a swirl, and it has a tent of light in the darkness and a tent of darkness in the light. And it is moving ever swirling, showing you that where good advances, there will be opposition. Even if you took out the little swirl of evil and the little swirl of good, you would still have the large movement. And when the good moves, the evil moves, for there is balance and counterbalance in all things. Therefore, to move forward, it is necessary that evil be purged, and for evil to be purged, it must also move, just as good moves to be made manifest. And in that movement you have conflict. This is a time of conflict. But do not make the mistake of thinking that this is the end of the world. Do not make the mistake of thinking this is the annihilation of humanity or the earth you know today. It is a time of extreme change. It is a time of extreme trial as energies shift and as the old is pushed out for the new to enter in. So it is from age to age. We tell you then you do not need to worry, saying, "Oh, the end time has come." For the end time has not come. The end of an age has come. The end of an era has come. The end of an epoch has come. And that means the beginning of an age, the beginning of an era, the beginning of an epoch is manifesting. So, we bring you a message of hope in a time of trial. We bring you a message of eternal hope in a time when everybody is fearing and doubting. Despite the fact that you have harmed the earth greatly with your use of carbon fuels, the earth will survive. And it will survive well if humanity is attentive to the things that are necessary to expedite the healing of the earth. And although war seems to be inevitable, as it is already beginning to rage, war, just like the virus of a pandemic, ultimately burns its own self out. And it purifies. Consider it the fires of purification burning away the dregs of karma for the opening of a new and prosperous era, a new and prosperous age. Are we telling you there will not be despots? Are we telling you there will not be Pol Pots and Putins? These kind of criminals will always exist, but they will always exist in the turning of the cycles as the world progresses. Just as evil will always exist in Malkuth, so will divinity always exist in Tifareth and flow to the hearts that are open to receive it. For those of you who know this, you realize that when people say the Christ is coming, for those who seek, the Christ is within. The Christ has come. But if good dwells within, then know also that within some evil takes precedence. And because of this, purification is necessary. But do not assume that the innocents who are destroyed are those who need to be purified. Sometimes purification doesn't even come in the physical, in the way you expect. It is the soul response. It is the essence of the being that is purified. Now we speak sometimes in what may to some of you be riddles. We understand this, but it is so important for you to understand that you can make your world better. You can live in peace. You can have prosperity. But it is a choice that each of you must make, and enough of you must make it to tip the consciousness. Understand that some of those who do things that you think are evil are not acting simply of their own volition, but they act according to the energies that flow through them. mystics, the saints, the sages, they also act according to the divinity and energies that flow through them. So, it is now that this message must be given. War is not for the decimation of humanity. It is for a fresh start. For you will have an age after the war that could come. For if you pray, if you would seek, it can yet be avoided. But should that war come, as it is apt to do, then it will cleanse and purify and give you a groundwork from which to start afresh. And it will touch the consciousness of all of the world and make people realize the importance that all are one, that all is related, that every tree, blade of grass, every songbird, every insect, every other person is your brother, your sister, your mother, your father. You are related to all of it, and all is one. Hurt one, and you have hurt all. Save one, and you have saved a nation. You have saved a world of people. You can stop evil. And if you fail to do so, it will still bring about a consciousness that will allow you to achieve. Just as Pope John Paul moved forward from the evil in which he was caught in war and in slums, to lead a spiritual movement. So can each of you find your better angels, your better self, and move forward to live a life that is worthwhile, that is meaningful, that actually contributes to the healing of mankind, to the healing of society, and to the healing of the world in which you live. It can be done. There is hope. If it were not so, we would not have told you that it is so. There is hope, and it is not just a dream. It is a reality that you create by thought, by word, by deed. And your deeds create all that exists in this reality. So, we tell you the simple truth. Think good thoughts, say good things, do good works. Good thoughts are faith. Good words are hope and aspiration. Good works, good deeds. Yes, good deeds are good works, and good works are manifestation of a wonderful here and now world. We leave you with blessings and with peace. Peace be with each of you.